Hey Pathways Church, it's TJ Norman here again, your high school and young adult pastor, here with your daily dose. And today we're diving into another powerful passage in the good news of Mark. And we're looking at Mark chapter 2, verses 1 through 3 together. A few days later, when Jesus again entered Capernaum, the people heard that he had come home. So many people gathered, there was no room left, not even outside the door. And he had preached the word to them, and some men came, bringing to him a paralytic, carried by 4 of them. In this passage, we see Jesus returning to Capernaum and his base of operations during much of his ministry in Galilee. Word spreads quickly, and soon a crowd gathers so large that there's no room left, not even outside the door. Despite the overwhelming number of people, Jesus continues to preach the word to them. Then we're introduced to a group of men who bring their paralyzed friend to Jesus. The text emphasizes their determination and faith. They carried their friend who couldn't come to Jesus on his own, seeking healing and restoration for him. Most of us are fortunate enough to use our own 2 legs to get where we want to go. Others are disabled or either through birth, injury, or disease, and become dependent on family and friends for mobility. Just like our daughter Leah has a physical disability, she has a WMPT and has prosthetic legs, but sometimes she uses a wheelchair or needs help doing certain things. If you've ever been around her, she has the most loving heart and is one of the most compassionate people that I know. Everyone who meets her says she's the most amazing little girl that has a huge heart and amazing attitude. They talk about how sweet she is and resilient and never complains and always is positive. And I think of my own family when I read the story of the paralytic. I note that he had friends. When a tragedy happens to you, the wind can be knocked out of your sails and you can become bitter, withdrawn, and full of blame, cynical, and most people we are impossible to live with. And people who become that way have friends that are then driven away. But the paralytic at Capernaum must have been like Leah, and he had lots of people who wanted to help him. We are told that 4 men carried him, but there was actually more than that helping him, because it says some men came bringing to him a paralytic, carried by 4 of them. In other words, there was a whole group, but only 4 of them were needed logistically to transport him. The application of this story is inescapable. If you suffer, don't turn bitter. Be the kind of person who keeps friends around. You will need them to help you, need them to carry you, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. The paralytic, despite his suffering, had not permitted his spirit to become bitter. That's why he still had plenty of people. Nasty people don't get carried around voluntarily. How about you? Whether you're able or disabled, do you have a sweet and joyful spirit that invites others to be your friends? Think about that today. That's all for today's Daily Dose. Join me again tomorrow as we continue our journey through the good news of Mark. Have a blessed day.